Well, refugees from Syria have fled to all of the neighboring countries and as far afield as Egypt. And in each country, they have a different reception. But in general, at the onset of this crisis, people were very generous and opened their borders and took in many refugees. But as the numbers have climbed, so that there are over 3 million refugees in the region, it's become harder and harder for communities to really roll out that welcome mat. And so we have come together here in Berlin with many UN agencies, International Red Cross, and many countries, both the donor countries and the host countries, to discuss this very large-scale crisis. I think what the conference was successful in doing was put the spotlight on these countries next to Syria and the challenges they have hosting so many refugees at the same time that they're responsible for taking care of their own citizens. And I think we were successful in doing that today. Well, the United States has for a couple of years now made the argument that this is not just a crisis that requires a humanitarian response. We also have to link to development funding so that we're providing assistance to Lebanon, to Jordan, where there's a scarcity of water. In both countries, you see schools shifting to double shifts or even triple shifts to have enough classroom space for children. Hospital beds are full. And so these municipalities and towns and villages where so many Syrians have come to live, have fled for their lives, are really feeling the strain of hosting refugees. This wasn't a pledging conference, but we did take the opportunity to announce a new U.S. government initiative, which was $10 million for the UN Development Program out of humanitarian funds. And that's very unusual for us. We are the largest donor to the UN Refugee Agency, to the International Organization for Migration, to the International Red Cross. But that's unusual for us to fund a development agency in a refugee crisis. And it's partly because of this need to help the people who are hosting the refugees. I think everyone who came to the conference came away impressed that Germany has taken in so many Syrian asylum seekers. And one of the things I said on part of the United States was that we were accepting referrals from the UN Refugee Agency of refugee cases. So we have had 5,000 refugees referred to us for the possibility of resettlement by the UN Refugee Agency. And we hope in the coming months and year to bring some of the most vulnerable Syrians to the United States to live.